How you doing? It's Reverend Larry Andrews again. Look, I'm putting a lot of stuff out there because I'm representing the Taoist system of living arts, and also I'm part of that. I ain't a piece of the branch. I'm part of that branch. So everything that I'm doing, I learned from the Taoist system of living arts. Now I'm going to talk about from Taoist system of living art from Roosevelt Game, my teacher. And when you're doing transitional palm and that elbow, you start out, you sink, and you go forward, right? And the thing you want to make sure that you're doing is applying the laws. You want to make sure you see the laws as you apply the principles. And when you're doing that, number one is you want to move the quad first. The quad moves the whole body. So you want to move the quad first, and then you want to do, and number two is what? I turn myself to turn you. Number three is you move, I move, right? And number four is stay within the chambers, not the in your chamber. And you start here. I move the quad. I do number six, floating the elbow and the knee, and turn the forearm. Number seven. Number seven. So when you're doing that, you gotta make sure you see the principles and the laws, and you make sure you see it together. And I guarantee you, every time you go over it, you're gonna see something new. It gets better and better each time. But if you do it without going back and forth every time, looking at the principles, you're just gonna be stagnant in your mind, in your movement, and everything. So that's what we want to talk over. Floating the quad, move the quad, move the quad. Move the quad first. Rather if it's this way, that way, then it moves the body. Number six, float the elbow. Number seven, turn the forearm. And that's the laws. And the function, you hear it all the time. You should know the functions. Everybody in the class in the Taoist system of living art should know the functions and the laws and the songs. But the songs put them all mostly together. It tells you. At first, when I read the songs, I didn't get it. I was like, oh, and I was like, oh, I see the laws in there, the principles, all of them together. And it even tells you a deeper story than that, man. It tells you you've been fighting with yourself. Your opponent that you was fighting was yourself. And then you turn around and laugh at it because you're like, oh, wow, it was me all along. Blows your mind when you really go back and read it. So when Sifu tell you, go back and read it again. Read it. You know what I'm saying? And whatever, just do that. You'll be like, oh, I see it. So I'll talk to y'all later. Keep doing the circle walking. Keep doing what makes your body feel good. Keep smiling mentally to yourself. Negative vibe that you get from people. Breathe, root, push the tree and purify it and make it your own energy so that won't affect you. And that'll mean you are formless and infinite in your nature. So it doesn't matter how a person come at you and what they try to do to you, you will always be formless in your nature, and they cannot stick. God bless, and may you have a beautiful Christmas, a happy New Year's, and when you're done with that, try to build a New Year's body. All right? God bless. This is Reverend Larry Andrews. I'm out of here.